My aunt told me I was selfish for not selling my home to pay for her daughter's college. Then she slandered me, vandalized my property, and tried to sue me just because I said no. But I documented everything, and what happened next destroyed her reputation forever. And this was only the beginning. When I bought my property, it felt like I had finally done something right in my life. After years of working double shifts and scraping together every cent, I managed to buy a cozy little house just outside the city. That's why it shocked me when Linda's aunt on my dad's side started showing up uninvited, acting like she had a claim to it. We weren't especially close. Linda is my dad's younger sister, and her daughter Jenna's cousin was always a bit of a drama magnet, entitled spoiled, always whining that the world owed her something. We hadn't spoken in years until Linda showed up one day, wearing a forced smile and holding a Tupperware of what she called homemade pie.
I heard you bought a house,
she said, stepping right into my living room without waiting for an invitation.
Such a smart investment. You know, not everyone is so fortunate.
I offered her tea and tried to be polite, but her real agenda came out fast.
Jenna got accepted into a prestigious private college,
she said proudly.
It's an amazing opportunity, but tuition is steep. Over $60,000 a year.
I nodded. Wow, that's a lot. She leaned in, smile tightening.
So I was thinking, you live alone in this big house. It would be such a blessing if you'd sell it, help pay for Jenna's tuition. You know, help a young woman build her future.
I laughed, thinking it was a joke. She didn't laugh.
I'm serious,
she said flatly.
You don't have kids. Jenna could really do something great with her life.
With all due respect, Aunt Linda, I said carefully, I worked hard to get this home. I'm not selling it for someone else's college tuition. Her expression turned from sweet to sour in seconds.
So, you're just going to let your own cousin struggle after everything I've done for this family?
You haven't done anything for me, I replied, standing, and you need to leave. She did, but not quietly. She slammed the door and muttered something about how selfish I was. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. Over the next few weeks, Linda began a subtle harassment campaign. She would drive by my house and honk at odd hours. She left notes in my mailbox. One note read, "If you had a heart, you'd help family instead of hoarding a house all to yourself." Then came the flyers. I found photocopied flyers stapled to light poles around the neighborhood, calling me greedy and accusing me of blocking a young woman's education. I stayed quiet, tried to ignore it, until the police showed up at my door. Someone Linda had called in an anonymous tip that I was hoarding hazardous chemicals in my garage. Total fabrication, of course. The officer was understanding and left quickly, but it was humiliating. I knew it was her. I confronted her at her house. The next day, I found tire tracks on my lawn and my mailbox smashed in. I installed cameras. 2 nights later, they caught Linda on video throwing a brick through my garden shed. I filed a police report. She was fined and warned to stay off my property. I thought it might finally scare her off, but then came the lawsuit. She actually filed a civil suit, claiming I'd promised to help fund Jenna's education and was reneging. She had no evidence, obviously. The case was thrown out. The judge practically laughed her out of the room, but by then, I was done playing. Nice. I started gathering everything footage from my cameras, screenshots of her messages, printed flyers, witness statements from neighbors. Then I filed for a restraining order and a defamation claim. When she got served, she lost it. 2 officers arrived and escorted her away. Months passed. Things were finally quiet again. I'm still in my house, still working, still proud of what I've built. The garden is thriving, the mailbox is solid, and I've got peace of mind knowing I stood up for myself. I didn't owe Linda or Jenna anything, and I certainly didn't owe them my home, because the only person responsible for building a future is the one living it.